Okay, you can start.
Okay, so today we are going to discuss data visualization in R. We will not copy paste the codes for several different examples and just run them, because then every case is different. So if we have to use it in some other case, then we might not be able to do so. Therefore, we will, with one example, we stick and we will show how we are gradually building the plot to the final version, which is not just visually better, but also gives a lot more information. Uh, so I just used one line of code and I got this histogram, which shows the distribution of age in the study population. Now, then when I tried doing the same with ggplot, I found that I got much more data. Here, not only did I get the histograms, but I could also draw the mean line, that where exactly the mean falls, because that may not be exactly visible when we just see the distribution. I could modify the age groupings. I wanted each bin to show 2 years. I wanted this width, so I could customize that. Now, instead of just age distribution, I could divide the patients into those whose fasting blood sugar was less than 120 and more than 120. I could get the age distribution separately for both of them. You can see that I could also find the trend that those who have those who have a higher blood sugar, they also have a higher age. So we can sort of see that with age, fasting blood sugar might increase, keeping other factors constant. And then not only was I talking about two variables, that is age and fasting blood sugar, I could also discuss about the sex, that is male, female. All of it could be done in just, and I could add a title to describe that we are talking about age distribution in amongst participants of this famous study. Uh, and I will just like, this is a very famous quote by Benjamin Franklin: "They tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn." So I want all of you to, like the previous sessions, I want you to keep on writing the codes along with me. Like when I'm showing, please do not write simultaneously, because you might miss out on some points that I'm telling. But once I finish the line and I ask you to run it, then please run the lines. And this is why we're not giving the code file to copy and paste, because we want you to type each line, and later we'll share the code file so that you are more involved in the process and you remember the things. We will now go into R. I'll get a new file so that I can share it with you. Isolators. So now, what is the first step that we do when we have to draw a histogram for age of the study participants from a study, the data for which is available to us in an Excel file. So how do we start this process? Can anyone from the participants please say?
So first of all, set working directory.
Exactly. Okay.
And
So we'll
then
set the
call
working
Excel
directory.
sheet. Yes, sir.
So we'll set the working directory. We can just use what we did earlier there. We have set the working directory. Now, what next should we do, sir?
Now, like load package, read Excel.
Right. Because
then call the Excel sheet.
Because R doesn't read Excel files by default, so we need the help of a package. And now we have to read the Excel file, so we will use the function read Excel. We will give the name of the file. It is always better to copy paste the file name to avoid spelling mistakes. And we just don't want to, we don't want it. And I want all of you to clear this. If you were practicing something yesterday and you haven't closed R, or if today you are practicing, then that data will be here and that might cause confusion. So I request you to clean your data. In the environment, you see a broom here beside this MIB. you can click this and it cleans all the previous data. So I set this working directory, load the package, and then I read the Excel file. And I just don't read it. I also assign it to an object named data so that I don't have to use this long name every time. Now you can see I have this data sheet with 303 observations of 14 variables between. Now what next? Now we have to start with our work. So we have to draw a plot. Base R does allow us to draw a plot. For example, for this case, I can just draw hist data $H, and I would get a histogram. But if I want to get some better plots, people always use some packages. So we will install a package named ggplot. So I want all of you to run this line of code and then load the package. Please install this package and then load it. This is the package name. And along with it, you can also install some other packages which will help us do the remaining work. Install these three packages: ggplot2, tidyverse, and ggthemes. I'll just bring my charger in the menu. Does anyone have an issue with the installation of these packages? Has everyone been able to install the package? Okay, then we can proceed with the plot. Now you should know one thing about the data. Open the data table and see what are the columns in it. You can see there is age, which is expressed as a numeric. However, sex is also expressed as numeric. But do you think sex is a numeric variable here? Or is it some other variable? Is,
Coded. Sir, my
pa-
system is asking for our tools. Install.
so didn't you install our tools? But suppose it not installed earlier. For which package is it asking?
Sir, ggplot2 and tidyverse.
Achha, so then you can install, like that was the preferred thing. I think you were not able to install it. You were saying that it was not being installed in your system. Art tools. Install this because that was given in the instructions. For many packages compilation, it helps having the art tools. Meanwhile, others, do you think sex is a numeric variable over here? Or should it be some other thing?
Categorical.
Factor, sir.
Pardon? I couldn't hear.
Categorical variable.
Yes, sir. So it should be categorical variable. So you can see it is numeric. So we have to change it because otherwise, when I want to split it based upon this, it may not work as expected. And moreover, in analysis also, it would be a problem. It won't take it as a categorical variable. So how do we do that? So data cleaning. We are talking about data $. $6. This is kindly categorical. So I will use a function named as.factor. So it converts any variable into a factorial or a categorical variable. So I will use this function as.factor, and inside it, I will write my column, that is data $6. And I want this to be updated in the column. It will just show data $6 as a factorial variable, but I want it to be updated permanently. So I will use an assignment operator and write here data $6. So now what is happening is that this column, data $6, is being updated into a factorial column. Once I run this line of code, now if we go to data and hover the mouse over 6, we will find that it has been converted into a factor with 2 levels. It is a factor with 2 levels, that is 0 and 1. Similarly, we can also do for pardon?
Kindly repeat this step once.
Yes. There's a function called as.factor. It converts some other data type into a factorial or categorical data type. So we are taking the use of this function. Now we have to supply the function with the argument or input that what has to be updated. So this column has to be updated. This is the input or the argument. Now this column does the processing. That is, it converts this into factorial variable. But it just converts temporarily. We want it to be done permanently. So what we will do is that we'll update data $6 to always be factorial. So we will use the assignment operator and write data $6. So now this column is updated. How is it updated? It is updated by being converted into a factorial variable. Is the structure of this line clear for everyone?
So can you please repeat?
Okay. Which part did you not understand, ma'am? Can you please elaborate? Okay, it's like, do you agree that this is a, okay, I will reset it. Do you agree that this is a numeric variable currently? It is being shown as a numeric variable.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Should it be a numeric variable?
It's actually not that audible to me.
I'm saying, should this be a numeric variable, or should it be some other type of variable? Normally, when we discuss data type, so data like sex, gender, or these things, are they kept under quantitative data or qualitative data? So usually sex is a qualitative data because it falls under one of the categories, like it is either male or female.
Right, sir. But here data is entered at 10.
It is 10. So that is why R is recognizing it as numeric, but it is actually factorial or it is categorical. How we are interpreting it and how we want the R to interpret it is as categorical. So in R, categorical is also referred as factorial. So now we will convert this column into factorial variable. So we have to use this function as.factor. Now this function needs an input or an argument. So for that input or argument, we are going to write data $6 as the input.
Right,
This is the input that we're giving it. This is the processing. It is processing it as, okay, data $6 has to be expressed as a factor. but it will just print it once and leave. We have to make this output permanent. So we will update data $6 to instead mean a factorial variable. So we will write it as is the structure not clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. You're welcome. Is it clear for everyone? If anyone has doubt, you can please ask it. Because this data cleaning part, I not completed earlier because I felt it is more intuitive if we learn it as we use. So here, as we are using it, I'm discussing this conversion part. So is this clear for everyone, what we did here?
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, sir.
But which category is male and which category is female? We have to assign that also. No?
Yes, that has been already coded. It depends upon the coder or the person who made the Excel sheet. He knows what is 1 and what is 0. But
Okay,
if
sir,
you have written this Excel file, then you know. So when in the output we get 1, we will interpret it in that way.
Okay, sir. But when we are analyzing secondary data, the Excel we have downloaded from somewhere.
Yes,
But here it is not mentioned, I think, in the Excel.
so it is not mentioned in Excel because that will distort the structure. So usually we have like I will show you, like this is a famous standard data sheet. So they have that also. I'll show you this part. I'll see if I have that file somewhere. So you can see that with this Cleveland hard data set, when we download it, we usually get both of these things. That is the Excel file along with it. It is recommended to code. So this is the coding for it. Like what does each column mean? So this file describes the contents of the hard disk directory. Here, if we go, they have given the details later. Like
The
here they
coding
have
is separately.
yes, sir. So the 14 attributes have been explained. Actually, this is a bigger data set with around 76 attributes. We have just taken a smaller version that has 14 columns. In them, they have mentioned what each column, what are the columns and what each column stands for. Like in age is given in years. Sex is given as sex. 1 is equal to male, 0 is equal to female. So this is good practice that you maintain the coding so that if someone else has to access the data sheet, they do not have much of an issue. You can see they have like explained what is CP. They have said CP is chest pain type and classified into 4 types, whether it is typical, atypical, non-anginal, or asymptomatic. So they've given all these things in detail. So from this, we can see that 1 is male and 0 is female. So we will accordingly consider it when we get the output.
Okay, sir.
So I hope this part is clear that we should have a coding of the data set, what each variable stands for. And based on that, we can convert it here.
Kindly repeat this part, how you came to know for coding and.
So this was given by the person who made the data sheet. I think we will usually use our own data sheets, so it won't be an issue.
Okay. So
Like-
this is a test.
Yes,
supplementary file.
you can say supplementary file. We are, and now, okay, so we have this. We have done this. Now we can start with the main thing. Now ggplot has this ggplot2 package has this function called ggplot. The package name is ggplot2 and the function name is ggplot. Here gg stands for Grammar of graphics. So while understanding ggplot takes some time, like it does, like even sometimes we learn a new language in some schools in class 5 or somewhere in class 11, like we're asked to take an additional language and we learn it. So the initial part takes time, but once we get hold of the grammar, then we can easily apply it to other cases. So it's similar for this, that they have, though graphics and art is considered a creative field with not so much of a structure, but here they have broken down the structure of the plot in a very systematic manner. And so they have named it as grammar of graphics. So you can use a systematic structure to, so once we understand it for a single plot, it becomes quite easy to apply it for others. So we take this ggplot function. Now, what do we give here? We have to give an input. What is the input? The input is the data file. We will specify what the data is. Then we have to draw the plot structure. So we have to say like, what do we want? We want a histogram, or what are the other plot types that we commonly use? Can someone please tell the other plots that we commonly use?
The pie
Bar
chart
chart.
we use.
If we have histogram, we have bar charts, pie
Bar diagram.
charts,
Scatter plot,
scatter plot,
heat
or we can
map.
have box plots, heat maps, right? So we have these some common things. So it is like we have to then feed the structure. What will be the background structure? Accordingly, it will decide the access and other things. So once we combine them, and then we give some customizations, which are optional things. We want a certain color. We want a certain, like say, color of points or shape of points. We can even like make it circular to triangular or quadrilateral. We can change those things. So we feed it with these things and we accordingly get the plot. So here, for example, so now if we will start with a very basic example where we are just telling it the data. It is asking what is the data. So we are telling it data is an object named data here. Coincidentally, it is named the same. If in some case it is named differently, then we have to give the name here. We give that. And then we have to specify the mapping or the plot structure. How is it plotted? So under mapping, you'll get to understand this structure. Now, what do we want to draw? Histogram of, say, a histogram of age distribution. So now what will we have in x-axis and what will we have in y-axis? Can someone please let me know? That when we draw a histogram of age distribution, what do we expect in x-axis and what in y-axis?
So x-axis should be age and y should be the number of people.
Yeah. So x-axis is we have the age variable. Now in y-axis, we do not have any other variable. It is just the frequency of each age or age group. Unlike say scatter plots we have two different variables in both x and y axis. Here in histogram, y-axis is nothing. Y-axis is just the count of the x-axis. So in a way, histogram of age distribution only has one variable. Do you agree with this point that the histogram, though it comes as a two-dimensional plot, it only has one variable? Unlike a scatter plot, which plots two variables.
Yes.
Okay. So here, when we are mapping it, when we are giving the structure, like we have already told, the data has to be taken from the object name data, the plot structure, we have to only specify the x-axis. So the x-axis is age. Now you might ask, why did we not write data $age? Why are we writing only age? Can someone tell me? Because normally if we have
So we
to,
have already assigned data equal to data. So it will take
exactly.
from there.
Because normally if we write age, the command won't work. We have to specify data $age. This is the usual thing. But here, since we have told that we are talking about this data sheet, so we need not specify this. Now, what do we get over here?
Can you explain that once more? Why we have assigned data as data $age?
Okay, yes, ma'am. I will just explain it. Here, suppose if I have to view the column age under data, how can I view it? I will, if I just write age, nothing happens. It shows an error. It says object age not found. Like what do we do when R is not able to find the function? We try to find its parent. The parent of a function is its package. So we load the package or specify the package name. Similarly, over here, when object age is not found, we will try to find its parent. From where did this object come? Age actually came from the data set named data. So we'll specify data $age. And now when we write it, we are able to see what this column stands for. Is this part clear, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
So this is how we usually do. Like even when we are drawing a histogram, in this histogram, we had to specify data $age. If we just wrote age, just clear this. If we write histogram age, it doesn't come.
Okay.
Because we have not specified it enough. However, here we do not need to specify data $age because we have already said that take all data from here.
Okay.
Now this will actually come more useful where we can even use 2 or 3 different data sets to make a common plot. So this is where this will be interesting. So now we have just taken this one data set and taken the x-axis. When we are drawing the plot structure, in the plot structure, we are saying x is equal to age and y we do not need to specify. We'll leave it empty. And now if we draw, we are not getting any, we are just getting this output. This is the plot that we have got. So can you say why we got this? Why didn't we get what we expected? We were expecting a histogram. Why did we get this? I want you to think because then it will be easier for you to troubleshoot in your specific use cases.
I think we have not mentioned about what we are going to do. Histogram or pie chart or scattered, something like that.
Exactly, we have not mentioned that. But you can see it is indeed taking this data because it has specific, you can see that age, the x-axis has been drawn and it has also shown 30 to 70. So it has read data $age and accordingly it has drawn the x-axis. It has drawn the structure of the plot. But it is, we have just gave it
Sir, we
information
have
about the
not specified
background.
the
So why is not specified?
Yes. No, sir, why need not be specified here. It is like
Why
because
it will automatically take as frequency?
if you draw histogram here, even if we put y-s, let's say, let's find some other quantitative variable, say cholesterol. If we draw this, you can see it has now recognized that cholesterol is in the y-axis, age is in the x-axis, but we have just given the plot structure. We have not told it what plot to make. We have given the background structure, but we have not specified what plot has to be drawn. Therefore, it has come as empty. So what should be? But it is not. It is not completely empty. It has read these data and drawn the structures accordingly. So now, what should we do now? What do we have to inform this function of more? What more do we need to add?
Type of graph we want to plot.
Exactly. So our type of plot here is a histogram. So we are going to type this. And now if we press, you can just look carefully over here. I hope we'll get an error. Yes, we did. Why did we get this error? The code syntax is more or less correct. It is about the concept and histogram. Can someone please tell me why we have gotten this error?
So you have to close the bracket, sir.
The bracket is closed. This bracket is
So you have mentioned
closed here.
cholesterol that you should remove because cholesterol.
Exactly, ma'am. For histogram, we should only have one variable. If we give two variables, it gets confused because it wants to plot the distribution of age in y-axis. It will just take one variable. Now, if we run the same thing, you can see we have gotten a basic graph. So is this clear to everyone why we had to remove y is equal to cholesterol? If anyone has any doubt, please ask this.
So what is the help of geom histogram? What is it doing?
Yes, okay. If I run just this part, we are getting just a structure. It just knows that it has to take information from an object named data, and it has to that in the structure, the x-axis will contain data about age. So it has accordingly framed the limits of the x-axis from 30 to 70 because this is the range. If we see the range of our data name of our column or variable name data $age, we can see it goes from 29 to 77. So it has accordingly drawn the plots, a little left of 30 and a lot of space on the right of 70. So this part just draws the plot structure. This is what specifies what exact plot we want. Is this clear for everyone? Because you can copy paste. Yes.
Sorry, I'm getting an error.
Can you please?
Why?
What
I'm
does
getting
the
an error
error
like
say?
it is saying, yeah, in call graphics C palette and then call C palette to null invalid graphic state.
Can you please share your screen?
Sir, it's coming. Sir, it's showing an
Can
error.
you see?
There is no package GG themes.
Okay, but I don't think GG themes is required for this. Even if I untick GG themes, I'll just check it out.
From where to install GG themes then?
No, GG, but for this, I have not installed GG themes. You can see, GG, I have I've not loaded it. GG themes is there, but I have not loaded it, and yet
Okay.
I'm able to get this.
Okay.
Someone was having an issue. They were having an error. Can they please share their screen? Okay, I think so. Let's see.
I am
Yes, sir. Uh, So can you remove the histogram part one since no, okay, even that was not working.
yeah, that also before that also it was showing.
Even for it, it's perfect. This is an unusual error.
ggplot is installed.
And is it loaded? Can you please check it?
Yeah, ggplot is there.
Can you check in the package? Okay, it is loaded.
Yeah.
Are others also getting this issue? Okay, sir. Can you please come back to your code? Can you add a line dev.off after this in line number 73?
Yeah.
So in line number 73, please write dev.off with the brackets. Now copy the line 72 and 73, like select them together, 72 and 73, and try. So try to run it now. I think the previous plot was not closed. I think the plot has come. Can you, in below plot, can you click on zoom? So in the bottom right pane, yes.
Because the error has come
Okay.
again.
Okay, there is come again. Okay. So then can you uninstall ggplot2 and install again? Because this isn't the usual issue.
Okay, how do I uninstall?
So type uninstall the packages. Okay, I'll just check uninstall. So sorry, it's a remove.packages. So type remove.packages. And then
ggplot? Or
I'll just check if it works. I'll just check with
ggplot?
mine once. Sir. And then in practice, yes, sir. You, write ggplot2 and run this. I think it will.
That's all?
Yes, sir. Run this. It might ask it for in inverted, in double
It
inverted
is showing
commas.
remove.
Okay, sir. Here, sir, you can see what is the error. Object ggplot2 not found. So you can enclose it in double inverted commas, the ggplot2 name.
Okay.
Right, so now it is removing it.
Or I have to mention library also.
No, it's okay, sir. It has been removed. Can you check in the packages list if ggplot2 is there? Right, so now please install it again. Yes, sir. You can restart it.
Just a
No,
minute.
sir. Okay.
R tools. Do I need to have R tools?
Yes, sir. I think it was asked to install RTools. It's better to have RTools. We'll see if it proceeds.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't install R tools.
Yes, sir. You can please install RTools then.
Ankit, sir, you're not that audible. Can you please be a bit closer to mic or something?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
RTools has to be installed through this R Studio only or separately?
So you can follow the instructions that we had mentioned earlier. That's same thing for RTools. Actually, on Mac, I don't think it's needed, so I'm not sure. Like, I think
For Mac,
sir had
it's not required.
discussed, but yes, sir, it's not required. And sir had mentioned how to install RTools. I think it's available on the website. Just search online RTools.
Okay.
It is there on the CRAN website. Okay, so the lab package has come now. Can you rerun line number 72, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, now you have got the histogram.
Yeah, now I got it. Thank you, sir.
Yes, you're welcome.
With this command dev off, I'm getting null is equal to 1. This answer.
Sir, it's not needed for you, sir. I just asked sir to write that off because there was an issue. It's not required for others.
Thank you.
So now, what are the ways in which we can customize this? Say, if you like, we want to now change the bin width. For example, this it has taken a default value. We can play around with it like this.
Sir, what is the meaning of GEOM?
GEOM. Ma'am, it's like it is the way ggplot discusses the plot names. Like everything, like histogram is discussed as geom histogram. If we are discussing about the density plot, then they have given it the name geom underscore density. So it is just the nomenclature for to have consistency, that whenever they're describing the name of the plot, they add this prefix geom underscore. So it is just like this. This is one full name, geom underscore histogram. This is the name they've given for histograms. When we are drawing error bars, for example, that where we want both the mean and the error, the SDs or median and IQR to be visible, there they have given that name as geom error bar. So this is just the nomenclature system used by them.
Sir, how can we learn each and every nomenclature?
Yes, ma'am, we will come to it. Now we can just practice it as it goes.
Okay, sir.
We'll come to it.
Dr.
Sir,
Akib,
I
I
have
have a
one
doubt.
query.
Yes, sir.
That ggplot 2 is part of tidyverse package, I think. So we have to load it separately, or library tidyverse will be okay.
I'm not sure, sir. You can see, like, if it gets loaded, it's okay. Like, yes, it is all developed by the same developer. I'm not sure if the same family. Yes, you can see if it is coming with tidyverse itself, if ggplot 2 is getting activated, then it's enough. No need to run this separately.
Okay. It is showing in the in my console actually that tidyverse contains different packages. So ggplot
yes,
is answered under it.
Okay, then it's okay. Then we can just verify it. I will untick ggplot. I will untick the tidyverse is I have not loaded also. So if I load tidyverse, ggplot 2 has also come. So it's okay, then there's no need to specifically call it again.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, can you explain this line of code? What is AES stand for?
Ma'am, it's just that this is how we draw the structure. It like I mean it's this is the way you can say that the person who has written the code for ggplot2, this is the thing he has given for it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So he wanted the plotting structure to come under the argument named mapping, and within mapping he wanted the labels to be described under a function named S. It stands for aesthetics, if I'm not wrong. Yes, it stands for aesthetics. That what will be the things in the different axes. So it's like we did not go after why they have named this. It's just that how do we use it? Because this is just simply based upon the wish of the developer. He could have named it something else also. So now, if we want to change the bin width, like if I want less number of rectangles to come here, I can give bin width is equal to 5. Now just look at the change that happens in the plot. You can see now they are only drawing each rectangle with a width of 5. It is between 40 and 50. We can find only 2 rectangles. So it depends upon you on how you wish to express the data. You can change it to say 2.5. You can change it to 22. Like it's such a big number, so we're getting only 3 bins. So it just depends upon your use. For example, now I'm proceeding with 3 because when I used 2, I found 2 empty spaces. And these empty spaces are good in the sense that it shows us that this is an sort of extreme value, but then it doesn't look visually pleasing. So I can go for 3 where I do not have any gaps. It depends on personal preference. So this is one way we can do this. Now, what if I want to say add a horizon? I want to know where exactly is the mean value of this edge. So what I will do is I will add a vertical line over here. So to have a mean line, I will add a vertical line. The line will touch x-axis at mean value. So you can see that ggplot2 doesn't have a particular function that just add mean line. I can't write this. This is not there as far as I know. So what we're going to do is we're going to break it down into simpler commands as to what the mean line actually means, and we're going to implement it. So I will have to add a vertical line like this, and the line should be positioned such that it touches the x-axis at mean value. So how will I add this? Now again, like I was saying that all structure lots, lines, they are prefixed by geom. So here again, they are prefixed by geom, and it's a vertical line. So this is the command for it. If I run this, you can see there's an error. So you can see what is there. Now we will try to troubleshoot it. Problem while setting up the geom. With geom, geom vline. So it's okay. So we know that the error in our code is not from geom histogram, not from ggplot, but from geom underscore vline. What is the error? Geom vline requires the following missing aesthetics: x-intercept. So you can see they have even they have sort of spoon-fed us the error. So what it is saying that aesthetics is required. Which aesthetic? X-intercept. So we'll do this now. Here we will specify the aesthetics required. And in the aesthetics, what aesthetics did they want? They wanted the x-intercept. So we will write the x-intercept. What should the x-intercept be? Can someone please tell me what will be the x-intercept in this case? X is the x column. What do we mean by intercept? Intercept is like a specific value on this column where the line is going to cut it.
Mean
value.
Mean median.
Mean. Okay, right. Mean or median. So, like we have not checked the normality of the data, so let's go with median. Median age. What it is? Okay, so here we will introduce the concept of median. When we have to calculate the median of a certain column, we write median, and then we specify the argument. What is the argument? That what is the input? Median of what? So median of the column named age under the datasheet named data. When we write this, we get the median value. So this is the same thing that we are doing here. We are specifying that the x-intercept will be the median of age. Now when we write this and we draw, we can see we have gotten a vertical line intercepting this at the median. Is this clear for everyone? The structure from here to here, how we have arrived here? Okay.
Can you repeat once again?
Okay, so is this part clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I have to add a vertical line, and the line should touch x-axis at mean value. So how do I add the vertical line? I add it by writing geom underscore vline. This is the function for adding a vertical line. Now I have to specify where the vertical line should be. So I have to specify the uh, aesthetics of it. That is where it will be within the structure of the plot. So I will specify the aesthetics. In aesthetics, it is going to cut the x-axis. So I will specify the x-intercept. X-intercept is equal to median of edge. You can say I've got this. Is this clear now, sir?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Okay. Now,
So in this, sir, we want a mean line and we are asking for median, sir.
okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I actually changed the intention to median because we have not checked the normality of the data. And so I'm just expressing it as median. Okay, I'm changing it.
Okay, thank you.
Or if you want mean, we can change it to mean itself. Because this is what we use more commonly. You can see that the line is moved a bit because the mean is different. So now, in this plot, if you look carefully, the most prominent part of this plot is this line. This is even overshadowing the main plot. We don't want it to take so much prominence. This is not the main thing. The main thing is seeing the distribution. So we have to now customize this line so that it is not so prominent. How can we do it? We can sort of say that we'll change the line type. So say we can, first of all, make it thinner. We can do it size equal to 1. Okay, so it's thicker. You can see that now as line which is 0.5, we are getting this. As we reduce it to 0.1, we're getting an even thinner line. But this is not difficult to see. So we can just say leave it at 0.5 and change the style sort of line type. So you can see that I now have a dashed line. Now if I can even make it thinner. I'm not sure if this works here. Yes, it did work. So I hope you can appreciate the difference. This is the default line. And when I add alpha to it, it becomes the, what do you say, the color density or the color concentration it reduces. You can see it has become thinner. So these are some of the ways in which we can do this.
Excuse me, sir. Can you please
Yes.
help me once? I'm getting warning message. Histogram was fine, but after adding this thing by width is equal to 3 and another line intercept, then I'm getting two warning messages. One is the same messages that ignoring unknown parameter by width, and second is showing ignoring unknown aesthetics intercepts.
Can you please share your screen now?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you can see that it has not been able to recognize bin width because uh, you can check the spelling. There was an issue in the geom underscore histogram. Maybe line number 22 for bin width. This is why it was calling it as unknown because this was not there. It is not there in the definition of the code. You can try running it again. Okay, so now the errors are reduced to one message. Again, it is the same for intercept. It is like it is saying ignoring unknown aesthetics. That is a thing. Like if it is, so if it's unknown, then sometimes the spelling is an issue. Ma'am, in line number 23, it is XIE. You can remove that E. Yes, ma'am.
So I'm also getting a warning message which says ignoring unknown parameter line length. Though I've checked the spelling, spelling is correct.
Can you please share your screen?
Yes, sir. Mm. Is it visible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Can you replace line width by size?
Okay. Now is it now it is accepting.
Can you run it once?
Yeah, I did.
No, I don't think it has been run. Can you press run? It isn't showing in the console.
Okay.
Oh, I think your screen is stuck. I can't see your mouse moving.
Okay.
I don't know if it's some,
Actually
I don't
I've
know if
done
it's some internet.
command thrice.
Okay, so
No, it's working
no,
now.
no, I think no, I think the screen is stuck. Okay, so it's working, right?
Right.
Okay.
Should I stop sharing?
Okay, yes, ma'am, you can stop sharing.
Okay.
I'm getting error in getting the histogram itself.
Okay, ma'am,
Dr.
wait a minute. Yes, ma'am.
Shall I share my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
One second.
Yes, ma'am. If you see carefully, after geom underscore v line, I have written a command by the name of AES. After v line, after the bracket, I mean line number 16.
Okay.
In ma'am, after v line, yes, ma'am, there's a bracket. Then after the bracket, no, ma'am, it's inside the bracket. Now open the bracket. And now please run it.
Sir, I am also having some errors.
Yes, ma'am. And can you remove the space between V line and the bracket? Okay, error in ggplot, data cannot be a function.
The error I'm getting from ggplot itself, I think.
Yes, ma'am. And can you just select the line number 14?
Okay.
Select whole of it without the plus.
One second.
Yes, ma'am. Now click run.
Run.
Okay, so the error is here itself. Ma'am, in your environment, you've not imported the data sheet that we are discussing.
Actually, I cleared it. I will do it.
So,
Yes.
yes, ma'am. So you have to import it again. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I'm not getting the line, sir.
Okay, can you please share your screen?
Yes, sir, sure. Sir, is my screen visible, sir?
Yes.
Sir, I'm getting this graph, but histogram, but not the line.
Ma'am, can you look at line number 38 again carefully?
Yes,
Can you
sir.
see how many times you have opened the bracket?
So it's once, 2 times.
And then again, ma'am, after median.
Yeah, 3 times.
Yes, ma'am. So we should also close it 3 times.
So,
Yes,
but yeah, but I'm not getting the line, sir. I have
Okay.
done.
Okay. I think it is recognizing line 37 and line 38 as independent. Can you select both the lines, 37 to 38?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. This shouldn't usually happen, but I don't know.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, you are welcome. Dr. Divyanshu, you have raised your hand.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
So I'll just share my screen quickly.
So this is the thing, like you should read the error message carefully. You will often get a hint from there. Like in the previous case, when the command was being run, then in the console only line number 38 was visible. Line number 37 was not visible. Therefore, we got a hint that when we were running the code, only line 38 was being run, line 37 was being ignored. Therefore, we thought to select both and run. So therefore, look at the output in the console very carefully. Yes, ma'am. Here and GG. Yes. And here, were you running line number 7? Or line number 6, right? Or what? Are you getting line number 6 correctly? Okay. So, ma'am, you can delete line number 9. Now, add a plus at the end of line number 6. Now, click run again.
Now, should I select this?
No, it's okay, ma'am. You just try like this. Keep the cursor anywhere in line number 6. And now run.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. You can see that.
Error.
Yes, ma'am. What is the error? Can you please read it?
Error in geom_v line.
Okay. Now they have further pinpointed the error in the next message.
Problem while computing aesthetics.
No,
Error
ma'am.
in the second layer.
After that.
Caused by error in median.
Yes, ma'am. So they could not find the function median. So what could be the reason?
Oh, the spelling, right?
Yes, ma'am. Now you can again keep the cursor anywhere, line number 6 or line number 10, wherever you used to keep. Click run. So, ma'am, this was another thing. Like in the last time, line number 6 did not have a plus sign after it. So line number 6 was running independently, and when you were running line number 10, it was running independently. They were not connected to each other. Now that we have appended a plus sign at the end of line number 6, so it looks for the next line and tries to combine all and run. So even though there's a lot of space in between them, but since there's a plus symbol, so it knows that it has to connect to the next line.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Anmol sir, you've raised your hand. Yes, sir.
I just want to know why I'm getting this cross in line number 23. Even if I put comma also, like this 22, 23, I'm getting cross.
Sir, actually, line width and line type are arguments within the geom vline function. So you can remove the plus and last bracket in line number 22.
This one?
Yes, so in line number 22 at last, there is one plus and one closed bracket.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Delete it. I can't see your cursor moving. I think the screen is stuck.
No, I have now crossed.
Okay, yes, sir.
Now it's moving.
Now,
Ah.
now, sir,
Now if I
it it won't run now. Also, I think. Yes, sir. So now the reason is that line width is an argument within geom line, and AES is also an argument. But we have not separated AES and line width with a comma. It's just continuous. So we have to put a comma at the end of line number 22. Yes, sir. Now I hope it should be done. So there's no need to select it. You can keep your cursor anywhere from line 21 to 23. Just keep your cursor anywhere within that range and run it. Okay, so now the plot has come.
plot has come, but again this error is showing error in the list 2
Yes, sir.
na.rm.
So object O.5 not found. This is because for alpha we have to give a quantitative value. Alpha is like the color concentration or color density. So it has to be this.
Okay. Yes, okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome, sir. Dr. Parth, you have raised your hand.
Yes, actually, I'm getting an error in that variable thing, converting a numeric to category.
Okay. Can you please share your screen?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Can you please run line number 12 again? Okay. So can you just select from as dot factor to the end of the line? Yes, sir. Now you can press Control Enter or you can click Run. Okay, so this is working. So, so can you give a space between the assignment operator and data $6? And again between as dot factor and that assignment operator. Yes, so can you try it again?
Same error is there.
So can you delete data $6 and type again? I mean, I can't find any other cause. Yes, at this part. Can you please delete and type again? Because we will try to check this. I'm just taking a screenshot because I'm not sure where we're getting this.
Is that can be the issue in the line number 4? His in the bracket data $6 likha. It should be age.
Yes, ma'am, but then that is just limited to line number 4. That issue should not continue to line number 12.
Okay. Right.
So if not for this error, then it will be reflected in this table. Here,
No, sir. Can you take your mouse over 6? I think it will remain numeric. Oh, okay. It has become a factor. Then it's okay. If it has become a factor, then the purpose has been served. Then it's okay. Dr. Ramesh. Dr. Ramesh, can you please ask your doubt?
I'm sharing my screen, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's 64, 65. It does not. It runs up to
Okay,
this. After this doesn't.
So can you please hide that? So like yes. So below where stop sharing and hide is written.
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
thank you, sir. Yes, sir. So as we can see here, it has already indicated that an error is with the comma in line number 65.
Okay.
So can you identify the error? You can see, sir, how
Yes, sir.
in
Yeah,
geom
yeah.
line. Yes, sir. So in geom line, how many times have we opened the bracket?
Geom line. Yes, it is, sir.
Yes, sir. How many times have we opened the bracket?
2 times, sir.
So, then again it is the after mean, so 3 times.
I tried to remove.
Exactly,
No?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it should work.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir. And Dr. Chaitra, can you please share your screen? So we get another learning from here that whenever we get an error message, often the specific line number has a cross symbol. Parth, can you please mute yourself? Okay. In the specific line, we often get a cross within a red cross that shows the error, and within that line also there is often a red mark which shows. So we can just take those hints. Yes, Dr. Chaitra. Okay, so line width is an. I think even someone else had this issue, right? May I know who had this issue with line width being an unknown parameter? Yes, I think someone else had. So, ma'am, can you type? Can you replace
I have
line?
that issue.
Achha, right. Can you replace line width by size?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's okay. Just in line number 6, ma'am, in the main code over the top.
Oh, okay, sir.
In the top left pane, yes, ma'am. Here you can replace line width by size. No. Let it be said, yes. No.
Okay,
Yes. And click run. Yes,
Yes.
it has come.
Okay.
So now one
Okay,
more
sir.
thing.
Thank-
Wait a minute. Please keep the
Okay.
screen. I think you are having to scroll left and right constantly, right? To write your code.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So in line number 6, before geom underscore histogram.
Huh.
Yeah, yes. Exactly. Yeah, yes. Now press enter. Again, before geom B line, you can press enter. So yes, you can do this here. Since you have the plus sign at the end of the line, so it knows that it has to connect to the next line.
Okay,
So
sir.
it
Okay.
may not be on the same line.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So you're welcome. And this issue with line type, can you type in the console this package underscore version? Can you please share your screen again?
1 minute, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
In the console, can you type package underscore version? Just click enter and skip this. It's okay.
9th line.
Okay. Yes, you can write either place. You can write there in the console. Yes. Type package underscore version. Yes, exactly. Now within double inverted commas, type ggplot2. Okay, can you after package, can you remove the underscore and capitalize B? Please, write capital B.
Capital B.
V for version. Yes, and now type ggplot2 inside this. Write the full thing package version, yes. And then type ggplot2 within double inverted commas. Yes, as you can see, the version of ggplot2 in your R is 3.3.6. Have you been using ggplot2 even earlier, before the workshop?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
right. So you have been using it earlier, so the earlier version is installed, and recently in version 3.4.2, they have replaced the argument name size by argument name line width. I think this was the reason why we had this issue with another participant. So these are just things like it got updated. So like when you get this error, you can search online, you will get the things. So this was the cause.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, very welcome.
Can I stop sharing the screen, sir?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, when I'm typing the text, though, the window is like it's going आगे जा रहा है. Like how to wrap the text and all.
मैम अभी जैसे मैंने एंटर दबाने के लिए बोला था कि जहां भी अब बीच में कहीं भी मतलब कॉमा के बाद या प्लस के बाद एंटर दबा दीजिए.
Okay, sir.
Dr. Gayatri, yes.
Yes, sir. I'm having the same problem with the version. ggplot is not getting recognized.
So,
shall I share the screen?
Yes, please share. So it's not getting installed.
Yes, it is not getting installed.
Yes, your screen is visible. ggplot is installed, right?
I have installed the ggplot, but if I run this,
You can see in line number 22, it is prompting that there's an error.
yes, but I'm not able to recognize.
Yes, ma'am. And it has given a curly underspace near comma. You can see it has been underlined curly before size.
Where, sir?
In line number 22, before size. Yes, a bit to your
Before
left.
size.
So now remove that bracket, one of those brackets, add comma. And now add a bracket after alpha is equal to 0.5. Now keep your cursor anywhere between line 20 to 22. You can keep your cursor anywhere and just click on it. You just no need to select everything. You can just keep cursor anywhere. Or could not find function ggplot 2. Could not find
Yes.
function.
It was
Okay,
saying
ma'am.
that
Yes, ma'am. The function is
I'll show
ggplot.
you the earlier.
No, ma'am, that is okay. Ma'am, please listen to me. The function is ggplot, not ggplot 2. The
Okay.
package is ggplot 2, but function is ggplot. So you can just no, ma'am. In the code, just remove the 2, and now click done again. And after being with, you're given a minus, whereas it should be an equal to. In line number 21,
It should be
equal to. We are saying that bin width should be equal to 3. And equal to, yeah.
yes.
It is trying to generate the plots. Yes, ma'am. Now you can know again, ma'am, in line number 22, x intercept equals to minutes. Yes, you can now click run. Okay.
Thank you, doctor.
Okay. So now we will go to the further customization of these plots. Now say I want to give specific colors. For example, I want to change the. Okay, now we had learned about alpha, right? What did alpha do? It reduced the density of the color. So this is why I told that ggplot describes grammar of graphics. This same thing, once you understand, you can put it use it anywhere. For example, if I want to make the histogram lighter, within histogram, I can type alpha is equal to.
Sir, your
You
screen is
do not. Okay, so I'm sorry. So we had discussed that alpha is equal to 0.5. So this shows the concentration. So we can now use it anywhere. For example, if I want to make the histogram lighter, I can write here. You do not need to write it. I'm just showing it for demonstration purpose. That within geom underscore histogram, here if I write alpha is equal to 0.1, you can see how light it goes. It is now almost faint. If I want to make it disappear, yeah, I can even type 0 and it goes away. This doesn't make sense because I can omit the whole line itself. But say if I want to make it very faint, I can type 0.1.
Alpha is color?
Yes, alpha is the concentration or density of the color. You can see when I put it 1, it is dark. When I put it 2, I don't think there's much of a difference because as far as I know, there isn't much of a difference if you go above 1. Yes. So 1 is the limit. You can keep it between 0 to 1. So you can vary alpha accordingly. For example, here I reduced it to 0.5. You can see if I click 1, this line has become darker. So let's keep it 0.8 for now. Now, what more can we do? Now, say if you have to specify the colors. For example, I want the color of this line to change. So I can type color is equal to, say if I write cyan, then you can see that the color of this line has changed. Now again, I can put it anywhere. Even in the main histogram, I can write color is equal to red. And you can see this has changed. Now, can you see a fine point that only the borders have changed? the inner contents of the bars haven't changed. So that is because ggplot recognizes that the border and the inner color can be different. So it is like coloring a bar has two components. One is the borders, that is specified by the color argument, and the next is fill. The fill argument specifies the inner color or the color of the body. So now if I write fill is equal to, say, just to make it different, say yellow. So I hope you can see that the histogram borders have been red, the inner content is yellow, and the line of the vertical line is cyan. So in this way, we can keep on customizing our plots. I know this looks ugly, but I'm just trying to experiment with the different colors. And we will even work on how to make the colors look more sensible. So now what more can we do? Say now we have to now say I want to see the values differently for the two different sexes, for male and female. So now that means that I have to add another variable. So I can go to mapping. Let's copy this. Let's not disturb this. We'll do it here. We can say here, after x equal to 8, we want to specify more things, like say, for example, if you write fill is equal to sex and color is equal to sex. You can say it did not cause much of a difference. We will remove the inner color codings. So now what do you see here? That now the colors have been given separately. If you zoom it, you can see that the colors of the bins are given separately for both male and female. We have a male age distribution, and on top of that, a female age distribution has been stacked. I hope you're able to appreciate what this graph is trying to depict.
Sir, please repeat.
Here, the blue, I think 1 stands for male. I will check the coding. Yeah. So the blue thing is showing the age distribution of males. And on top of that, orange is showing the age distribution of females. So in a way, you can say that I am able to visualize both the age distributions in one histogram. I can, like earlier, our histogram was I hope you can appreciate the difference between these two. Earlier, we were just seeing the overall age distribution. But now that same age distribution has been segregated specifically for the two groups, for male and for female. And it is stacked on top of each other. We can say if you want to see them adjacent to each other, say I make it position equal to dots. You did not write this code. Please try to follow the changes that are happening. Now you can see this was the earlier code. Now when I added dots, I have gotten this code. You can see that the age distribution for males and females for each category are given separately. So in this, we can visualize both of them separately, but then it again looks odd because the colors are alternate every time a different age distribution is coming, like male, female, male, female. So you can, if you want, you can express your data like this, or else if you want it to be easier to look, you can write it as stacked. So here they are stacked on top of each other. So this was the plot. This is the main plot where age is being shown as such without, here we are seeing just one variable. What is the advantage of the second plot? Here we are seeing, though it is a histogram, we are able to visualize two variables at once. Age and sex. Here we're able to visualize them both. And if we want, we can keep them like this as dots. So I hope this concept is clear. I don't want you to type the code. I just want to understand if this concept is clear. Now, do you find anything odd in this graph? Like, how do you want to build on top of it? Do you think there's some incomplete information, something we can add more? Heading, right, so we can add heading. Okay, so we'll do that then.
Sir, I am not getting that.
Ma'am, the code or the graph?
So there is histograms, but it is not the stacked. Means there is no difference for the male and female.
Ma'am, are you able to appreciate the two different colors?
Sir, in my cases, it is not coming.
No, it's okay, ma'am. You just follow the presentation. Are you able to appreciate the two different colors in the presentation on
Yes,
my
sir.
screen? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I'm just requesting you not to run the code now. Please follow this. We can run the code when you give the time, because then you might miss out on some points. We will give you time to run the code also.
Okay, sir.
So now if this graph, if the concept behind this is clear, that the male age distribution and the female are being visualized separately. So now, Divjot sir has said that we can modify on it by adding the title. Okay, we will add the title then. So we can use another function named ggtitle for it. So we have this argument named label under it. The label we can give a heading. And then we have another argument named subtitle. You can use it to give the subheading. And then we can see that these are some. So the label heading can be modified as what do you want the heading to be? Say we type it as age distribution. And subtitle as like based on the study, like our study is the Cleveland Heart Study. And we're talking about age distribution of participants. Okay, it's obvious. So now we are getting this. What more do you think needs to be added to the plot? Do you think don't you think this line is now a mismatch? Because we are currently showing two variables, male sex distribution and female sex distribution. But we are just showing the mean value for just the common. Even the mean value should be segregated for both male and female, right? So now we should instead have two lines which show the mean for both male and female. So this is one thing that we can add. Different mean lines for male and female participants. Is there anything else that you think should be changed in the graph? Please say so that we can make a graph. accordingly. Do you want anything else to change here?
So like instead of count, sir, can we have frequency?
Okay, so you want the labeling on the y-axis to change, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how do you think we should change it? Just try to guess where exactly do you think we'll do that? For example, I will just open the code. Oh, you can just tell me which of the lines do you think that command will go into?
The line 32, sir. Aesthetic somewhere.
Ah, yes, right. We can try it here. I'm just not sure. I'm also not sure if it goes here because I also don't remember the things. I just keep on trying and seeing. So we'll see if it comes here. I remember that it is labs. Labs is the function where we have to give separately for both x and y. So let's just try. X is equal to just for trying. Let's just see if it comes. It did not come. So probably this was not the right place to write this thing. So now what can we try? We can probably try adding it as a separate thing. Let's see if labs is separate. Okay. So what do we read here? We read here that labs is a function within ggplot2. I'm not using labels because labels is a function within the base package, and I'm not using the base package to draw this ggplot2. It might work, but smooth smooth functioning, we will try to use functions within the ggplot2 family. So in ggplot2 package, there's a function named labs. So labs need not come inside this. It can even be appended separately. So I'll do that here. I will do the labs. Labs stands for labels. So here I will just type for X, I think. Let's see if it works. So you can see this has worked. And in the x-axis, we have got a labeling for x-axis. So you can see like no one actually, people don't memorize the code. It's like the more and more you use it, it becomes intuitive that where to place what. So that is why, this is a very, I really like this code. That tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, and involve me and I learn. So you should keep on practicing, and you need not practice it separately. Whenever you have a use, then practice it accordingly. So we can now rename the x and y axis. X is age, and y, sir wanted it to be named as frequency. Okay, so we have got this now. What more do you want to change in the graph?
Sir, here sex 0 and 1, 0 female, 1 male.
Acha, okay. So, 6, 0 and 1. तो इसको कैसे चेंज करेंगे? तो इसके लिए हम लोग को ये देखना है कि सेक्स वो इसको कहते क्या है. Now this is the thing. So this is like a legend जो कि यहाँ आ रहा है. तो अब इसके लिए एग्जैक्टली ये शायद ये था स्केल फील्ड और स्क्रिप्ट. हाँ, इसमें क्या है? अगर लेवल्स स्पेसिफाई करेंगे तो 2 लेवल है ना, तो उसको वेक्टर बना देते हैं. तो ठीक है, अब आप ट्रबल शूट कीजिए इसको कि इस लाइन के बाद हमारे पास 2 लेवल्स क्यों हो गए। आप जितना ट्रबल शूट करने की कोशिश करेगा उतना चीजें और इंट्यूटिव होते रहेंगे। इसमें और इसमें डिफरेंस क्या है इन दो लेजेंड्स में? Can someone please point out the difference between this legend and this legend? Please try. I think there's one obvious difference. So can you point it out?
Previously, sir, male was in the below part, and after change, male goes up.
Okay, so that was a mistake on my side. As we had seen in the coding, female is 0 and 1 is male. So I did it. So I should write female first and then male. So I will correct it. Now, what do you think is the error? Error, Nick. Now, what is the difference between these two? There's one obvious difference, right? Between these two legends.
Sir, earlier we did not assign this what is 0 and what is 1.
Because we did not need to assign because, okay, so what is the basis on which we are splitting it? We can see that we are splitting it on the basis of sex, right? We told that fill and color separately for sex. So now if we go to the data sheet, sex is expressed as 1 and 0. So it is taken 1 and 0 from there. So we need not specify it. There's one more difference still. What is the most prominent difference between this and this?
The color fill is same in the 0 and 1.
Yeah, exactly. The color fill is same, but the color is not same. Okay. I hope you can appreciate that here. Okay, this is becoming smaller and smaller.
The border color is
Exactly. Yeah, the border color is following a color pattern, but inside the fill is different. So now let's get back to our code. We have discussed that coloring a bar has 2 components. Color colors the borders, while fill colors the inner body. Right? Now, without this command also, our plot was being drawn and it was using a legend by default. But when we added this command, we have just specified what is the legend details for fill, but we have not specified the legend details for color. You can see that we have used both fill and color to be according to the variable name sex, but we are just giving the details, the legend for fill. So the legend for fill is following our nomenclature, but the legend for color is still has the previous nomenclature. Therefore, we have to add another line which is similar to this. Here, the only difference will be that even for color, we are adding this. And now just look carefully at what happens in the graph. I hope everyone is able to appreciate this change. You need not write this code, but I just want you to appreciate how the changes are happening. Is it clear till here? Okay, so everyone is clear. If anyone has any doubt, please ask. Okay. Yes.
So I am not able to plot it.
No, it's okay, ma'am. We'll give you time to plot. Okay, then you can now. Yes, sir.
What is this
Others can. Yes, sir.
male and female? Like C label is equal to C. What is C here?
Okay, sir. So we'll discuss this. Meanwhile, I want you can all of you can start writing this code. I mean, from the previous thing, we have just changed few things. Just try typing this. And if you have error, then get back to this screen. If you want, you can take a screenshot currently. And while typing, if you have any error, then just compare it with the screenshot and see if there's some punctuation or spelling mistake. Just type this.
Sir, can you please remove the highlight one?
Okay, yes. So,
Sir, how to make the two mean lines, sir, for male and female?
right. So we have not added it yet. I feel like we will add it, but then there will be many new things. So I want you to first practice this. If this is working fine, then we will add the required lines, required codes for this. I want
okay,
okay, yes. Like if there are many new things, then many different things might cause errors. So I just want to do it gradually. And coming to what is C, yes, sir. So if you see here, I will write this part again. Scale underscore color underscore discrete. Here labels is equal to. Now, sir, I had to specify the label. Now, if I would write just male, if I give a write like this, then only one label is coming. This is one character. But I want several characters to come. Now, I can't use a comma here because if I use a comma here, the thing that happens is within this function called scale underscore color underscore discrete, there's one argument labels that has been assigned the value male, and then it takes this as another argument because the comma has been introduced. So I can't introduce comma, but I have to introduce two different strings. I can't even write like this. It throws up an error. So what I do instead is that I make it a list of strings. So what is a list means once you type C and then open the function, now we generate a list. Like if I write 1, 2, 3, 4, so this is a list of 4. This is a list of 4 data points. So similarly, I made a list of 2 strings, list of 2 names. The first name is male and the second name is female. This was a list of names, and I use this name for the value of labels so that I can specify for both of these things. Is it clear, sir?
Yes, thank you.
Welcome, sir. I will add this notes over here. This is a due thing. This has been explained. Has everyone been able to produce this plot? Then once you are able to do this, we can take a short break of 5 minutes because people might have some needs. So after 5 minutes, we'll again go. But please let me know if you've been able to draw this plot.
Do not copy the code. Please try to write. If you copy, you will not able to understood where is the error. Please write yourself.
Does anyone have any doubt in this? Yes.
So will you be able to share the codes to us later? Because even a slight mistake we do, like
Yes, ma'am. We will definitely share the code later. But now I request you to take a screenshot or watch the screen and please write this. Most of this we have already written in the earlier code. The
Yes.
later things I want you to write and be able to reproduce it now.
so can you just keep the screen on so that we can check?
Yes.
Thank you so
And I
much.
request you to also take a screenshot because if someone asks a doubt, then I will accordingly change the screen to answer that.
Okay,
So
okay.
please
Just
take a screenshot.
I'll
also.
take a screenshot. Just thank you so much.
Sir, can I share the screen?
Yes, ma'am. Can everyone please take a screenshot because soon someone is going to share the screen, so this will go.
Okay, sir.
Dr. Das, you can share your screen.
Please stop your share screen, sir.
I think you can share either way. Okay, I will stop.
Okay. Is my screen visible?
Okay, yes, ma'am. It is equal to.
Sir, up to this it was okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then when you change into the sex distributions, then I am feeling problem in doing this type of graphs.
Okay, ma'am. We'll just check it. Ma'am, can you type somewhere data $6? I just want to see what output is coming. Please type enter. Control plus enter or run. Yes. Okay, so it is 1010. I'm not sure I'm able to spot the exact error. Can others also see if they can see if there's something that is escaping our eyes?
Sir, can I run it once again?
Yes, ma'am. Run it, please. Ma'am, you just need to keep the cursor anywhere in that line, only to select. Keep your cursor anywhere between 120 to 126 and press run. Okay. So now the legend itself is gone. Please, ma'am, you can see the last error, the last sentence in the console.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you please read the last sentence in the console?
It is the last sentence.
Yes, ma'am. Did you forget to? What does it say?
Did you forget to specify a group aesthetics or to convert a numerical value into a factor?
Mane, that we have not converted the numerical variable into a factor as we were discussing.
I think it is the converted.
So Okay, from your environment, can you click on data in the bottom left pane? Yes, ma'am. Can you click on data? Can you keep your mouse over 6? Yes, ma'am. No need to click. You just keep your mouse there. Take it somewhere else and bring it back. The mouse. Just bring the mouse back. Yes. Similarly here. So you can see it is still a numeric variable. So
Yes, it
please
is.
convert it into a factorial variable.
Oh, I have to convert into factors, right?
Yes, ma'am.
As factors, then.
Oh, no, ma'am. It has not been converted. Can you please go back there? No, ma'am. Can you please go back to the code where that part of code was written? Yes, ma'am. Now, if you see in line number 99, we have created a new column named data $SE.
Yes.
We wanted to update a column named 6. Can you see data $SE is written?
Yes.
So it has to be data $SEX, right?
Okay. Then I have to change it.
You just add an X over there. And now run the line. Okay, now can you go to data table? Yes, from now it's a factor. So now rerun the code for the plot. Ma'am, this no need to select. Just keep the cursor anywhere.
There was a problem in the labels.
No, it's okay, ma'am. You just keep the label anywhere. We'll see. Yes, ma'am. It has come down.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. So again, we have seen this, that we have to read the error message very carefully. In console, the error message often hints us very closely to the exact error. This is not seen in other programming languages. I think this is a part of R Studio, like base R. I don't think it gives this much in either case. So we should use this advantage that we're getting here. Dr. Ramesh, yes.
Shall I share my screen?
Yes. Meanwhile, those who have been able to draw the plot successfully, you can take a break for 5 minutes if you want to say go to washroom or something. So we will just clear doubts for the next 5 minutes. Then from 12:40 we will again start. So if you have some work, you can go. From 12:40 we will start the next part.
Dr. Akib will start at 12:40 or will give you a lunch break? We'll start at 2:30.
Lunch break now, sir. I was thinking of completing the plot and around 1:30 we'll give the lunch break, sir.
Okay, fine.
Or we can ask the participants if they want lunch break now or later.
What you want? You are all 70 plus people. So you want lunch break now or at 1:30?
Now, sir.
At 1:30, sir.
Okay. Okay, we'll give you 1:30. So let us complete this and adding another mean line for male and female separately.
Okay.
So you can ask yourself or ask us what else can be done in this plot. As many as question you have, please ask.
Dr. Ramesh, I think your plot is coming correctly.
Yes, sir. But this binary operator, what is that?
So it's okay, sir, but what we wanted has come, right? The plot which I see is correct.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Dr. Ramesh, are you from Nepal or India?
Nepal, sir.
Nepal, okay. Good. So you have international participants.
Does anyone have any doubt with this, or is it completely
The
fine?
plot is not coming.
I
I have a doubt.
Please share your screen. Someone has said the plot is not working. Can you please share your
Sir,
screen?
can you see the screen?
No, ma'am. It has not been shared. If there's an issue, you can share the screenshot in WhatsApp if you're not able to share the screen.
Okay, sir. Okay.
And meanwhile, anyone else, do you have any doubts? Or you're able to draw the plot? Okay. Can anyone tell the code to export this as a PDF? If I want it to be exported as a PDF, what should I do? We can click export and export as PDF, but just for reproducibility, if you want to write in the code,
We can type PDF, then name.pdf, and then
yes,
div.off.
you can try PDF. We'll specify the name, Instagram.pdf, histogram 2, because we had the previous histogram, and then dev.off. So we have an ending line dev.off, a starting line with PDF function, and the plot functionality in between. Now, if we run these 3 lines, line 1, line 2, line 3, you get a RStudio GD, something written like this. Now you can check the working directory. I will go to my working directory, workshop. Here, if I find, I can see a plot has been generated now. And you can see I've got the complete plot over here. I hope everyone is able to export this. Now, one more thing we can do is that we can add another variable. We currently have 2 variables, age and sex.
Sir, I have shared in WhatsApp group.
Okay. Which group is it?
Second one.
So did it not give any error message? I think somewhere the plus might be missing. So there's no error message, right? Then can you select the whole thing? I feel somewhere there might be a plus missing or something.
Sir, X और intercept के बीच में space आनी है कि it is continuous?
It is continuous.
Okay. It's not coming. I've run it 2-3 times.
Like,
There's no error.
there might be some other error message, right? अभी यहाँ तो कुछ लाल में लिखा हुआ नहीं है.
सर उसके नीचे तो सब ब्लू में आ रहा है, जो लेफ्ट साइड पे बॉटम विंडो है, बट उसमें प्लॉट में नहीं आ रहा कुछ.
नहीं, उसमें और थोड़ा ऊपर करके देखिए, शायद कुछ लाल हो. नहीं तो फिर हम लोग उसको थोड़ा बाद में देखते हैं फिर, क्योंकि यहाँ पे कुछ एरर मैसेज दिखनेगा.
ओके सर, ओके.
So how can we add another variable? Can anyone give a hint as to how we can add another variable to this? We have two variables. We want the third variable. Just try answering, otherwise we will then show the answer.
Why we mentioned
the aesthetic portion, like x is equal to age, comma, like another variable, like y is, or
So you want us to specify y?
yes.
Yes, but then that will change the plot type itself, because this won't be compatible with geom histogram. I'll show it to you. Like we had tried sometime back. I'll show you that.
why we mentioned dev dot off here?
Sir, this line is not independent. This line and dev dot of line, these two lines are a compound line. They function together. So just for the reason for which we have given PDF function, for the same reason we have given dev dot of. Within these two, we have to write the plot for the code. Actually, dev dot of is like a closing function. It says start generation of PDF file. This says what should be the content, and this says stop here. For example, here, if I would copy this plot also, and now if I export this, I will have two plots. You can see we have two plots here. Therefore, dev.off tells when the plot PDF generation will stop. So like if you have several different plots, you can just keep them all between PDF and dev.off, and all will come in a single file. You can send the output to someone as a single file. They can split it into different files as required. It helps in sharing. So we can add another variable. Like if you see the PowerPoint that we had shown earlier. From here, this is where we wanted to go. We also want two different graphs to based on another categorical variable. So here we will now do based upon fasting blood sugar less than 120 and more than 120. We will now divide it into, so we will have three variables. This can be done using faceting. So I'll just show an example of this. We'll take the same, we'll edit the same code so that it is more intuitive. So we have to introduce this thing called facet. So there is this function named facet underscore grid. We write this, and now on what basis do we want to divide this? We want to divide it based on another categorical variable, that is FBS. Now, if you see, this has been divided into two.
Excuse me, sir. So
Yeah.
one very small basic doubt I have. Like, do you put space between, like when you write labels, then you put a space, then is equal to C, then is equal to, again you have given space.
Actually, this doesn't matter. I can
It
write
does
it
not
like this also, but it
Ah.
looks easy to me for reading.
Okay, that is what I
Right.
wanted. That is there any significance of space?
No, ma'am. It's not necessary. It's just for convenience.
Okay, sir.
One thing you should do is, like when you're specifying a file name here, then you should avoid using spaces. But here, but it doesn't. But in these spaces, we can use this. There's no issue. So now, wrote the command facet underscore grid for based upon the variable FBS. So this has split the plot. So I hope you can appreciate the plot now. That we have first divided it on the basis of whether FBS is 0 or 1, because that is what the code file said. And then within each facet, like there people who are having low fasting blood sugar or high fasting blood sugar, within each we are seeing the age distribution separately, and that is also divided based upon sex. So we are able to visualize 3 variables, though we are using a histogram. Is this concept clear for everyone? Yes, Dr. Ramesh.
Sir, my level doesn't change, sir, for age and frequency.
Pardon?
The level doesn't change here, age and frequency there.
The label doesn't change.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we'll come back to it. We'll first discuss this facet.
Where have we divided the FPS part in the command? We
Okay,
only
yes.
mentioned age.
So here, facet underscore grade. Now in this function, I have said that FPS will be the basis on which we are dividing it. And this is the way in which I am writing it. This is the syntax. That on the basis of FPS, you divide, split everything. Dot stands for everything. So on the basis of FPS, you split everything. So the whole graph, the age distribution based upon sex, everything has been split based on FPS. Is everyone able to get a plot like this? Are they able to separate it into 2 facets?
To get the symbol of syntax.
Yes, I just said that this is the thing. Like, you know, why it is so like this? This is the way we have to write.
I don't know how to write the symbol.
Okay, sir, on top of tab, you have to tilde symbol. On the button above tab,
Okay.
you have to shift and press it. Actually, shift and shift. Step.
I'm not getting it, sir.
Can you see above tab in the keyboard? Above tab, there is a button.
No, sir. I have typed the syntax, but I think it has changed. Okay. It is
Okay,
not
can you
changing.
please-
Can I
Oh,
share
can
the
you
screen?
Yes.
Oh.
And others, may please try this. Because after this, the other things are quite easy.
I'm also getting an error. Even for the PDF.
Yes. So please read the
So I'm running it, but I mean, no error is coming, but the graph is also not coming.
Okay. Sir, has FPS been changed to a categorical variable?
Let me check, sir. Maybe not. No, sir. I'll change it. Probably.
Yeah, Still not.
I think then also it's not running.
Can others confirm if they are also having this issue?
Can I share screen?
Yes, sir.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
So it is giving this error when I run.
Richard, can you run it once without facet underscore grid? Before that plus, just select everything before plus. Yes.
It is giving a graph, but still some error is coming.
Okay. So,
and also, I didn't get this PDF.
Okay, so
also.
please wait. Let us see this first.
While you are running the code, do not select. If you select, it is unnecessary taking your time. You can put the cursor anywhere in that code because the entire line number 93 to 96, it is a single function. Also, whenever you are adding plus, so make it to the next line. So first
line, then add plus
write
before
plus, then hit enter. It will come to the next line.
So line number,
because it creates a space.
No space is required.
So in line number 96, like plus is there, no? You send that plus to the previous line.
Enter.
I think that bracket is not needed.
Bracket. Why again you put the bracket? No, this bracket is not required.
Yes, so now then this.
With bracket for okay.
No, the bracket is.
Again, there is a in 90 number line number 96. See, there is another plus also. So why we are adding plus? Plus means if the line is too lengthy, we are making it to the next line. Why you are making adjustment? If you are putting enter, whenever it is coming, it is their line. You don't make it.
Okay.
Okay, automatically it will come to their place.
It is coming. But there's this PDF was not being generated. I think this because of the plus one.
So it's okay. We can leave the PDF. We are not focusing on line 92 to 96.
Right.
Usually the figures will not be exported to PDF. It should be exported as a JPG or PNG file or TIFF file. Okay. If it is a document, then it is okay. You can export to PDF. Or some students is there, they want to show to their supervisor in a single PDF document, then that is fine. But if you want to use the plot for the publication purposes, then export individual plot as a JPEG file with minimum 300 dpi. Again, you are making the mistake. Who is presenting? Dr. Dibjot. You wrote the plus symbol and writing the code in the same line. Then what is the meaning of plus here? Plus means we want to make it to next line.
Yeah, it's working now. Right.
Does anyone else have the same issue?
I have an error once. Okay, shall I share the screen?
Yes, please.
देखो आपका पहला पॉइंट ऊपर में येलो हाईलाइट करके आ रहा है. Break point cannot be set until the file is saved. You have not saved this file. First save this file.
Okay, sir.
उधर एक floppy symbol है ना? Click on that floppy symbol. I do not know whether you have seen the floppy or not. मैडम जहां पे सोर्स सेव फाइल सेव आज करो या सेव करो.
And we can press Ctrl plus S. And just press it once. And give it some name.
Yes.
And now, in line number 39, we haven't given a plus at the end. So the title is detached from the plot. Give a plus sign, ma'am.
38.
No, ma'am, 39, ma'am, 39. Line number 39. Give a plus at the last. And now you click run.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now please add that line facet underscore grid. I will share my screen. You can see that. Now please run this line. Add a plus at the last and then write facet underscore grid FPS tilde dot.
Yes, sir.
So I hope everyone has been able to get this faceted plot.
No, sir. Shall I share my screen?
Yes, sure.
Sir, what is the meaning of that equivalence dot?
Yes, ma'am. It is like that. This tilde sign is says that split it, divide it on the basis of what? Divide on the basis of FBS. And divide what? Dot means whatever has come before or whatever is there.
Okay.
So divide whatever we did till now on the basis of FBS. So, again, I think your GG title is separated from the GG plot. So where is the GG plot line? Okay. Sir, please copy line 81 to 84. Copy it.
Okay, sir.
Copy.
Yes,
and
sir.
paste it in line 93.
83.
93, sir. 93. And now add a plus symbol. Click run now. I think it should. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
So I hope you have been able to understand that earlier the DG title onwards was separated from DG plot. It was not together.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Try to troubleshoot yourself. Okay, it is very easy. You have to just apply your common sense.
So now we can. Okay.
Sir, I have a query.
Yes, please.
Sir, like we had separated on the first step according to sex, like color. So default is like or red and blue. If we want to change that color, is it possible?
Okay, so we will discuss this. Change color. Okay, we'll discuss this. Okay, so now after this, one issue with the plot, you can see that we have corrected this labeling. Sex has been corrected from 0, 1 to female and male. But we have not done the same for this division, which is based on FPS. This and the meaning is not clear. So we'll change this. So to change it, where do you think we should write in this code? Where do you think the labeling should go for this? We have to now label based on facet. So we will put the labeling here. We will write labeler is equal to. Now here we have to write a string. We have to write the FBS label. Now it is a long thing, so I'm just writing it here. Now we will describe what is FBS level. FBS level is like it is a string for labeler where we have a list of characters. What are the characters? That first, where we are having 0, 0 is equal to less than 120. This is what was given in the file. That what this is the meaning of 0. And the meaning of 1 was given as more than 120 mg per TL. So this is what we want 0 to be replaced by 120 mg per TL, and we want 1 to be replaced by 120 more than 120 mg per TL. So this whole thing, this list of characters, this is what the label should be. So instead of writing this whole thing in this code, we have first wrote it as FBS level, and then we are writing labeler is equal to this. And now if I run this, okay, you can see the mistake. Here I didn't introduce the underscore that I wanted. So you can see that now we have this over here. It is saying less than 120, more than 120. It is not clearly mentioning these two. So we have sorted the labeling issue both for this legend and this legend. Now we have an issue with these lines. This is just one common line, whereas we are seeing 4 different groups over here. Can you appreciate that we have data on less than 120 male, less than 120 female, more than 120 male, more than 120 female. We are able to see these 4 categories of data. So we want the mean lines to be given separately for them. So how can we do that? We have to first, so we need to find mean for each of these 4 categories. So now how do we find the mean for each of these 4 categories? This is where now, as we were discussing in the earlier sessions, that we will make use of the tidyverse family. In tidyverse, it's like a logical sequence of what you want to do. I'll explain it to you. It's like say I have data. Data is my column. Now I want to group it by mean, sorry, age and sex. I'll see if this is working. Okay. So it is working now. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to summarize it as mean. Okay, then we can do the simpler one. I'll explain you the syntax. If that is not working, then this is always the. Then summarize it like this.
At which step we have divided the FPS into 0 and 1, like less than 120. No command was given.
So this is tested.
Okay. Please.
I just check if it works without it. Other particular function. So flyer did not get loaded with tidyverse, so I thought it would get loaded. Okay. So this is another package. I thought this was included with tidyverse, but I mean, does loading tidyverse not load this? Okay, anyways. So this is a package named PLYR. This is also related to the tidyverse family, if I remember correctly. So this allows us to split the data and summarize it. So what I'm doing here is I'm first taking the data named the data sheet that is named data. Then I'm splitting it on the basis of the two categorical variables that we have, that is FPS and sex. It is split. Now, what does it have to do? We are saying you have to summarize it. Summarize in the form of what? In the form of you have to calculate the mean of the age within each of these categories. Calculate the mean of the age and supply it using this name. So once I do this, once I run this command, I get this. That for each combination of FBS and sex 0001, 1011, for each of these four combinations, I now have the four group means. Is this clear for everyone? Please let me know if this is clear or not, because this is also part of data wrangling.
It is not clear.
Which step is not clear, sir?
First, like initially when I made the graph, I have not given that command FPS 0 and 1, 120. It was automatically taken. I don't know how. Now it is this. Kindly explain this one again.
Yes, sir. So we will leave that label for now. We're discussing this. So in this DTPLY is a function that allows us to split it, apply function, and return the results in a data frame. We will see how it is happening. We are taking a data frame named data, and we are splitting it. Splitting it on the basis of these two categorical variables, split on the basis of FPS and split on the basis of sex. Now, once we have split it, we are applying the function. What is it? That we are summarizing the data by computing the mean age. So within the four categories like FPS 0, sex 0, FPS 0, sex 1, and so on, we have four permutations and combinations. Within these four categories, we are computing the mean age for each category and supplying it under a variable named group.mean. So this is what we are getting. Each of the four combinations, and this is the mean age. Is it clear now, sir?
Yes, sir. And where to get that symbol mean, or we have to write mean age only?
Pardon?
After group mean is equal to mean, to write age only, or the symbol you had made earlier?
You can write this exactly, sir. I think so. You should be writing this. Others, can you please confirm if this is clear? Okay. So now we have the four. Sir, you can use the equal to whatever symbol we are using here. So now we have the four categories and the means for each category. So now we have to supply the individual means to this plot. like we have this one line, we want 4 different lines. 2 lines here and 2 different lines here. So now you should actually keep this before the plot, because when you're sequentially running, you will write this before this. We are first computing the means, we are creating the label, and now this. So now here in geom line, we have to change, right? So till now, we were just using this data is equal to data for everything. All of these things were picking up the data from the data name data set. But now we have a new data frame, this, from where we want the data. So we'll first store it in a data frame named summary data. We have this summary data over here. And now we will tell that for geom line, we have a separate data source. The data source is not data, but it is summary underscore data. And now AES x intercept is equal to mean age. Here, do you think something should change? Here, look, the thing is that we do not have anything named age in summary underscore data. In the table named summary underscore data, there is no column named age. Instead, we have this column, group.mean. So the value has to be taken from group.mean. And since the mean is already calculated, we do not need this mean function. We were earlier calculating the mean of the column named age. But now we are not doing this. We already have the calculated mean. So we will remove this function. And now we can draw this. So I hope you are able to appreciate that we have now we have 4 different lines. You can leave the coding part, but have you understood that, like, you can just what changes I have done? You can type it later, but have you been able to understand what changes I have done here and how they are expressed over here? Please ask if there's any doubt in this step. Okay, I think everyone has understood. So now, what do you think there's some other issue with this graph now? Can you point out how we can improve it? Like regarding these lines, there's some issue with these lines. Can you find any issue?
Sir, we can color code differently these lines.
Exactly. We do not know which one is for male and which one is for females. So can you just guess how can we do this one? You can see that earlier, when we had to color code separately for sex, what we did was that in the basic ggplot function, after x equal to age, here within the aesthetics, we also mentioned fill is equal to sex and color is equal to sex. So we told that the aesthetic of the plot, the colors and fillings within it should be based on the variable named sex. So similarly over here, for this geom line specifically, we will specify that the aesthetics, in the aesthetics, the color should be based upon
Color should be 6.
Wait a minute. We have this color is equal to cyan, so this is a thing which is causing issue. You can remove this common color thing. Now we are having black colors. So now we can specify that color is equal to we do not have to differentiate based on FBS, because for FBS we already have separate facets. But for sex, it is within the same facet. So we have to specify according to sex. So like this, and now you can see that we have gotten the two different colors. Can you appreciate this? Does anyone have any doubt in how we drew this?
The error is coming in my case.
It's okay, sir. We will come into it. I just want you to see if you are able to follow, see what changes I have done and why they have caused this. Are you comfortable with that? So, like, did you understand what change we made here and why it led to this change in the plot? We just added one line. We just added within geom line, we specified that color is equal to sex. I will undo it so that the changes are again visible. In geom line, we had earlier, this is the code for geom vertical line. We had earlier specified that the color should be cyan. That is why we got this plot. Now we remove this color specification. So it went back to the default color of black. Now in geom line, vertical line, within the aesthetics, just like earlier for ggplot, within aesthetics we were specifying the color. Now for geom vertical line, within the aesthetics, we're specifying that the color will be based on sex. So now we have gotten this sex specific and facet specific lines for medium. I hope this is clear for everyone. Now, do you think there's some issue with the color coding?
Sir, for male, the line is not visible, so we can change that color.
Yeah, here, right? This one. This is not visible. Again, this thing is not visible. Here, this. What do you think is the reason?
So color contrast.
The colors are same. So, shall we change the colors?
Yes.
No, but then the potential issue will be that if we change the colors, if this blue, if we do not retain the blue coloring for male and the orange coloring for females, then when we see the lines, we may not be able to appreciate. Like if I make this yellow and this green, or yellow and red, then we may not know which is for male and which is for female. Because the color coding is given here. So this color coding and line color coding has to remain similar. So if we specify a different color, it may not be understandable easily. We will have to then add another legend over here. It will cause separate issues. But we can't even keep the same color because it is overlapping. So then here we can use our alpha. This alpha that we had used, 0.8, let's just remove it. We have this graph. Now in the histogram, where is the histogram? This is the histogram. So here, can we reduce the color density of the histogram to say 0.5? And now if you see, it is, though we have maintained the color coding, yet we are also able to appreciate the line is not getting hidden. Now in this case, if you feel that this is dark, this is light, some may like it. So if you like it, well and good. If you do not like that these colors are different, so then instead of specifying alpha here, let's see if we can specify it here. But this is not working. So there should be some workaround for it. We will check it. Acha, that can we created a new variable. We won't create it there. Okay, so I hope this is clear how we have reached it to this code. So I think we have sorted out the major issues with it. Now, some may not like the background thing, these grid lines. So in that case, we can say add something like, you have to change the theme. So we have some default themes like theme underscore. So this is what you have to do. Here, after this ends, then you experiment with different themes. Sorry, theme underscore. These are the different themes which are there in ggplot. So if you write black and white, it comes like this. If you write classic, it's coming like this. Or you can write theme also grays there. You have a minimal theme. So like this, you can keep on experimenting with whatever you like. There's a void, we will make it completely empty. This is what I had used in the PowerPoint. And the good thing about it is that it is transparent. This image is transparent. So it is not white, it is transparent in behind the scenes. So like if you have a color, say you have a theme of yellow somewhere in a file, the background is yellow. If you add this, then the yellow background of that image or PDF will remain, and this will be superimposed on top of that. So like you can use the theme void if you want to have some other background color. So you can keep some background color, and on top of that use theme void, so the background will be like that. Also, you can use this theme minimal or theme gray, whatever. You can just experiment with this. This is just personal preferences. And there's one thing that I would like to add. If you have added GG themes over here, in case like some people were not able to install this package named GG themes, if it's installed, then well and good. It's not at all a compulsory package. It's like if you have this installed, and instead of this, you can it's not loaded. We have a long list of themes over here. Personally, I like this Tufte. So we again get a similar to void. So you can try. If you can just try with this much, or if you have GG themes library, you can then try these other themes. And once it's done, you can just export whatever we had here. And here, if you want JPG, you can just change it. Like suppose I have this command. Instead of this, if I want JPG, I will just write JPG, PNG, something. I think JPG is there. I'll just check once. Yeah, JPG is supported. So write JPG program 2.jpg, and then we will draw this plot, keep the plot here, and we will end it with dev.org. So I will run both of this. So if I now go to my working directory, I'll see I have a PDF file with the plot, and I also have a JPG file with the plot. Here the JPG, you can see the resolution is not good currently, so you can increase it manually by that web stage. Now I think again the dimensions have to be modified. You can just play around. You can increase the with JPG. This is a bit issue in art that you have to specify the exact dimensions. it has not come properly. So you can export it however you want as JPG or as PDF. You can even use PNG or TIFF. Some people use TIFF, so you can use the extension of your choice. Most extensions are supported. So I hope this is clear for everyone. If you have any doubt in this, please ask.
So what are the common sense that is missing some in this plot? Anybody can answer? इस प्लॉट में क्या अभी मिसिंग दिख रहा है आपको? जो भी हमने बताया, अगर कोई हम जितने अभी यहाँ पे 70+ लोग हैं और हम कोई जो भी अटेंड यहाँ पे नहीं कर रहा है उसको भेजेंगे ये प्लॉट टू फॉर हिज कमेंट्स, तो इसमें क्या मिसिंग है? फटाफट बताओ.
The axes are not, x-axis is not labeled.
x-axis is labeled, y-axis is labeled. क्या मिसिंग है और बताओ?
So bar values.
हाँ? बायर वैल्यू
Figure number.
बायर
सर ये
वैल्यू
मीन वैल्यू
मीन भी है. अभी 70+ ब्रेन काम कर रहा है.
सर ये है कि एज जो है वो ईयर्स में मंथ में है, ये कर सकते हैं.
हाँ वो ठीक है, एज तो यूजुअली ईयर्स पे होता है. वो मतलब कोई थर्ड पार्टी को हम देते हैं ना, उसमें क्या वो क्या समझ नहीं पाएगा इसमें से.
सर ऊपर वाले ग्राफ का जो एक्स इंटरसेप्ट है वहां पे लेबलिंग सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस है कि नहीं है?
नहीं वो नहीं है, हमने तो नहीं किया ना. अभी सिग्निफिकेंस की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं. अभी इसी प्लॉट में क्या मिसिंग है जो आपको दिख रहा है?
सर जो 120 मिलीग्राम पर डेसीलीटर की वैल्यू है.
नहीं, मुझे जो दिख रहा है यहाँ पे, जो मेरे दिमाग में आ रहा है, ये जो डॉटेड लाइन हमने ड्रॉ किया, ये मीन है, मीडियन है, क्या है? हमने तो उसको बताया नहीं ना.
सर जो ग्रुप मीन है वो नहीं, लेबलिंग नहीं हुआ.
जो फीमेल का या मेल का, ये जो डॉटेड लाइन है, 2 डॉटेड लाइन, ये मीन है या मीडियन है? हमने कोई लेबलिंग उसको नहीं किया, लीजेंड नहीं डाला. वो हम बता सकते हैं. और क्या मिसिंग है?
सर मीन तो लिखा है, ग्रुप मीन.
कहाँ पे?
जहाँ डाटा समरी.
नहीं, मैं आपको प्लॉट का बात कर रहा हूँ. डॉक्टर आकिब, प्लॉट को थोड़ा बड़ा कर दो. ये प्लॉट को हम किसी को भेजेंगे फॉर हिज कमेंट, फॉर एग्जाम्पल पब्लिकेशन के लिए आप भेज रहे हो. ओके, रिव्यूअर इज रिव्यूइंग दिस प्लॉट, तो उसको दिमाग में क्या कमेंट आ सकता है?
What is this plot about?
वो तो ऊपर लिखा हुआ है, एज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन क्लीवलैंड हैव स्टडी.
सर वो जो ऊपर वाला ग्राफ है उसका जो एक्स एक्सिस है वो लेबल्ड नहीं है, तो उसका मीन वैल्यू कहाँ है?
नहीं, वो सेम है. नीचे जो है ना, ये तो ये दिख रहा है कि प्लॉट स्प्लिटेड प्लॉट है. ओके, नीचे जो एक्स एक्सिस हमेशा नीचे रहेगा, ऊपर रहना जरूरी नहीं है. दोनों का कॉमन एक्स कॉमन वाई.
सर एक्चुअली डायग्राम में टू बार्स है ना, दोनों का अलग अलग से है. जैसे मेल ब्लू वाले हैं, फीमेल दो.
पी वैल्यू वगैरह, पी वैल्यू दे सकते हैं हम, पी वैल्यू.
वो तो एक्स्ट्रा एडिशनल है. हम यहाँ पे कोई हम कंपेयर नहीं कर रहे हैं ना, जो है उसी के ऊपर बताओ. जितने हमने डाल दिया, इसमें कलर डाला, सब कुछ किया इसमें. और जैसे एक तो मैंने बताया ना कि ये जो दो डॉटेड लाइन हमने डाला, हमें तो पता है कि हमने इसमें मीन किया या मीडियन किया. मीन है और मीडियन है? मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ.
मीडियन.
ये मीन है सर.
मीन है सर, मीन.
यही ना कंफ्यूजन आएगा ना कि ये मीन है, मीडियन है, मोड है. सो इसको भी हम लेजेंड पे डाल सकते हैं. ये डॉटेड लाइन स्टैंड्स फॉर द मीन एज फॉर फीमेल एंड मीन एज फॉर मेल. ओके.
So now in title, as Saresh said, it is causing confusion. So we'll clarify it. This is the use of discussing the plots with other people. Senior people often find that there might be some missing thing. So here we can now add the caption. Caption is equal to dotted lines represent mean age. Okay, this caption should be right. Okay, it's not working here. Then separately or labels. Achha, sorry, I should put it here along with X and Y. So now we have got this.
My question was earlier, your plot should speak. Whatever table you will make, that table should speak. You should not be there to explain. Okay, whenever you are making presentation, physically it's okay. But if you are sending for a review to a reviewer or editor, that your plot or your table itself should speak your language.
So number of study subjects is not mentioned in.
That can be added in the age distribution in the title. Okay, every title, that is a thumb rule. Whether it is a table or a figure, the title should have n equal to the exact number.
सर डाटा लेबल वगैरह इफ नीड डाटा लेबल
डाटा लेबल तो है, और क्या डाटा लेबल चाहिए? इसमें आपको मेल फीमेल है, एफबीएस है, ये तो लेबलिंग हुआ है ना। और क्या लेबल? इसमें हम तो 4 एलिमेंट डाले हैं और तो कुछ है नहीं। एज, जेंडर एंड एफबीएस, दैट इज लेबल्ड देयर. R is so versatile, whatever you want, it has an answer.
And here another advantage is that this will keep on updating. Now, if you add 100 more rows to your data, then this label will automatically be updated. You need not do it manually. Yes.
You should know how to ask the question. R has an answer. Okay, so should we now break and we'll meet again at 2:30?
Yes, sir.
Or 3?
Yes, sir.
So when we'll meet? 2 or 3? 2:30 or 3?
2:30, sir, I think you can meet. Or else if some participants have issues, then we can meet at 2:30 for doubt clearance and we can start it at 3 formal session, as you say, sir.
So 2:30 is